Okay, outside here with the Colt M1911A1. This is a spring piston airsoft pistol. It's got a metal upper, it's got a polymer lower, and you got your rail there so you can put like a laser pointer or whatever you want. I always carry it cocked and locked, even though it's not resting on a live round like a real 1911. You don't want to get in a habit of carrying this thing where the hammer is here, because of the simple fact when you go back to a real 1911 you might think it's the airsoft gun. So that's one safety hazard a lot of you guys need to know. So even though it's an airsoft pistol, you want to make sure it's cocked and locked. So this is your safety, and you 1911 guys will know what I'm talking about. When you carry, you always carry like that so that the hammer isn't resting on a live round. The only way the hammer can be closed is if you don't have one in the pipe, but we're assuming that if you're concealed carry or open carry that you're going to have one in the pipe so that you're ready if you need to defend yourself or whatever. So that's the whole purpose of carrying cocked and locked, even though it's a spring pistol. So yes, it's probably a toy to some people, but I think that you can learn a lot of things from this thing. You can practice, and it's got pretty much the same weight as a real 1911, so it's kind of helpful. One thing I wanted to mention to you guys, when you lubricate this with silicone oil, what you want to do is you want to cock it, and you want to feed through a straw with some silicone here. And what you want to make sure you do with it is you have to extend the straw further, because just spraying down the barrel isn't going to help, because there's a little place where there's a hole, and inside that hole you have a rubber plunger, and that's your piston. You have to get inside there. So I'm going to put down the camera for a second, and I'm going to cock it and show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to show you how much distance you're going to need here if you're going to oil it. Okay, you see right there, it's got to come all the way right to about here. So in other words, your straw, in order to get that cup in there, you're going to have a longer straw. Just lubricating inside the barrel is going to do nothing. It's not going to get inside there, because there's a smaller hole that's just bigger than the end of the straw down in there. And by spraying this inside there, you're not going to get inside that little hole. So once again, you guys, if you're using this 1911 just to prevent accidents and stuff like that, even though this is not a real 1911 with 45 ACP or whatever, just carry it like this, because of the simple fact that if you have a real one, you're going to have a tendency to leave that hammer resting on a live round, and you do not want to do that. So, but anyway, thanks for watching the video, and be sure to check that description out of the velocities. The Walther and this one, pretty much exactly the same, probably because it might be the same company that makes them. But I find that the accessory rail really doesn't help a whole lot at longer distances, because of the fact that the accuracy at 20 yards will hit like a 10-inch plate, and I'll show you down there at 20 yards the 10-inch plate. So you're looking at 10 yards, you're looking at a 3 to a 5-inch target at 10 yards, and I did show a 4-inch target out in the yard at 10 yards with that Walther, so you might want to check out that video. That's going to be in the description, you know, with the velocities and all that other stuff. So we're talking 3 to 5-inch target at 10 yards, and we're talking 7 to 10-inch target at 20. And I'm going to show you where 20 yards is from where the fence line is for where I start. If you look right there, right where that table is, from there to my pellet box is 20 yards. And I'll take you down there. And as you can see, I got a 10-inch plate that I bought, believe it or not, at the dollar store. And it appears to be nickel or chrome plated. And it gives a nice ding. So we'll look at the dings that are on this thing. Let's see what we got here. So these shots are taken at 20 yards. And as you can see, it spreads out quite a bit. But when it's nice and calm out with less wind and you're using .20s, you can hit this. If you use .12s, they're going to be all over the place because when they come out of the barrel, they have a tendency to spin. Everybody knows that, them real lightweight ones. So you need some heavier ones. But yeah, and what I did with this is I had chain, and there's really no reason to start drilling stuff. All you got to do is tape it to the chain. It stays on there the whole day. So that way you could switch to this one for your air gun. Like this, for instance, this is my Daisy 840 target. This is 4 inches. This is for 35 yards because that's about what it groups, the Daisy 840. So anyway, all right. Come here, Rocky. Come here. All right, so here we are walking back. The table is 25 yards straight ahead of me. That table's 20. And the way I do things, I don't know about you guys, but the way I do things is starting from the fence line, coming this way. What I do is I put a piece of red tape every 5 yards. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It's approximately 50 yards from here down to the fence line to that fence line. So this is one way you can mark your fence, or you can use orange flags. I used to use orange flags, put them in the ground. So all right, you guys, thanks for watching.